You may not realize it yet, but everything around you, every experience, every moment in your life is part of a divine plan. You might be wondering why things are happening the way they are, or why you are in certain situations, feeling a certain way, or meeting certain people. The truth is, there are no coincidences. Every step you take, every sign you notice, and every decision you make is part of a greater plan that God has for you. God has been guiding you toward something, someone, or a specific direction in life, and it is time to recognize the signs. Have you ever had a feeling deep in your heart, an intuitive nudge, that something just feels right? Or perhaps you've met someone unexpectedly and you felt like you've known them for a lifetime. Those are not coincidences, they are divine signs. They are part of God's intricate, beautiful, and purposeful design for your life. God is sending you these signs, but it's up to you to trust them. In the second paragraph, as you reflect on the divine timing of everything, take a moment to think about your wishes. It's common for people to wish for things to happen, but the divine is reminding you today that those wishes are not just fleeting thoughts. They are energy in motion, connected to your soul's true desires. When you allow the universe to work in alignment with God's plan, you'll see those wishes coming true in ways you never imagined. Trust that everything is falling into place, and God is leading you to the next chapter of your life. You may be feeling uncertain or overwhelmed by the current situation in your life. Perhaps you're questioning whether or not you're on the right path. If that's the case, this message is for you. Trust in the signs. They might not always come in the way you expect, but they are there. Sometimes, the signs are subtle. A feeling, a thought, a chance encounter. Other times, they are undeniable, a sudden opportunity, a conversation that opens your eyes, or a moment of clarity that lights up your entire world. These signs are guiding you to the person, place, or situation that you are meant to be in. When you begin to trust the signs, you'll notice that the universe starts to work in your favor. Things that once seemed impossible begin to fall into place effortlessly. The doors you've been knocking on for so long begin to open. The connections you've been waiting for finally appear, sometimes in the most unexpected of ways. God has been working behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail of your life, and now it's time for you to step forward and embrace what's next. And every sign you've encountered, every moment of doubt, and every moment of clarity has been part of the process. You've been walking this path for a reason, and each step has led you closer to where you are meant to be. Your soul has been speaking to you through your intuition, your dreams, and your inner knowing. Listen closely. Trust the signs, even when they don't make sense. Trust the feelings that guide you, even if you can't explain them yet. At this moment, take a deep breath and acknowledge the guidance that is surrounding you. You don't have to have all the answers right now. God is guiding you to the next step, and it's okay not to know everything at once. Life is a journey, and each sign is a small puzzle piece that brings you closer to the bigger picture. Every step forward is a step in the right direction. The path ahead may seem unclear at times, and there will be moments when fear and doubt try to cloud your vision. But know that you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way. The signs are there to reassure you, to guide you, and to help you trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Even when things seem uncertain, the divine is working in ways you cannot always see, but you must trust that it's all unfolding as it should. As you continue on this journey, it's essential to understand that the signs you are receiving are not just random occurrences. They are messages meant to steer you towards something greater. You might notice a pattern in your life, certain thoughts, feelings, or experiences that keep coming up, or specific people that keep appearing in your path. These are divine nudges, gentle reminders from God that you are being guided toward a purpose, even if that purpose is not immediately clear. Perhaps you've encountered situations that made you question everything, moments where you doubted your choices or the direction you were headed. It's okay to have doubts, but remember that these challenges are often the most significant signs of growth. They push you to reflect, reassess, and eventually step into your higher calling. God doesn't always make things easy. Sometimes, the most transformative experiences come when we are faced with discomfort or uncertainty. These are the moments that force you to rely on faith, trust, and divine guidance. You might also find that the people who come into your life, whether through chance or choice, are also part of the divine plan. These individuals may show up just when you need them, offering support, insight, or even a new perspective. It might be someone you've known for years, or it could be a complete stranger who speaks to you in a way that resonates deeply. God uses others to guide us, just as we may be called to guide others along their own journeys. These connections are not by chance. They are divine interventions, designed to bring you closer to the path you're meant to walk. At times, you may feel an inner pull towards something or someone, an inexplicable urge that you can't quite explain. This is often the voice of your soul, calling you towards something important. It may not always make sense in the moment, but trust that this pull is leading you exactly where you need to go. Whether it's a new career opportunity, a relationship, or simply a change in direction, this is the divine leading you toward a better life. Trust the pull. Trust the direction it takes you, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. That discomfort often signals growth. And then there's the timing of it all. You may have been waiting for something to fall into place, perhaps something you've prayed for or hoped for. It's easy to feel impatient, especially when the wait seems long. But understand that divine timing is always at play. God knows the exact moment when everything needs to happen. It might not align with your personal timeline, but it aligns with the divine plan that has been unfolding for you all along. Everything happens in its own time. Not a moment too soon, not a moment too late. Trust in this timing, even when it challenges your sense of control. And you might be asking, what happens if I miss the signs? The answer is simple. You haven't missed them. God's guidance is persistent, and if you miss one sign, there will always be another. Life is full of opportunities, and the divine plan is flexible. It won't let you go down a wrong path forever. The signs will keep coming, and as you continue to stay present and aware, you will begin to see them more clearly. Each sign leads to another, building upon what came before, helping you align with the divine path. Remember, the signs aren't always grand gestures. They can be as simple as a thought that pops into your head, an unexpected conversation, or a quiet feeling of peace when you make a decision. The key is to trust that these seemingly small moments are leading you somewhere greater. Trust the process, trust the timing, and trust that everything you need is already on its way to you. Now, take a moment to reflect. What signs have you already noticed in your life? What small nudges have you received that you may have overlooked? It's time to pay closer attention to the divine guidance around you. God is showing you the way, but it's up to you to stay open, stay aware, and trust that you are being led exactly where you need to go. You are not alone on this journey. Trust the signs, trust the process, and trust in God's plan for your life. And as you move forward, it's important to keep in mind that trusting the signs is not always an immediate or easy process. It takes practice, patience, and a willingness to let go of control. We are conditioned to seek certainty and to know exactly what's ahead, but divine guidance often requires us to step into the unknown with trust and faith. The signs that God sends aren't meant to be understood with the mind alone. They are felt with the heart and soul. When you let go of the need to control every aspect of your life, you open yourself to the flow of divine energy. You allow the universe to move in ways that are far beyond your imagination. What may seem like a small, insignificant sign today could be the key to unlocking something much larger and more meaningful in the future. Every sign, no matter how subtle, is part of a greater plan, and trusting it allows you to move through life with a sense of ease and confidence. But how do you know when it's time to act on the signs you've received? The truth is, the signs themselves will guide you. You might feel a sudden clarity or an overwhelming sense of peace when you know it's time to move forward. It won't always be a loud, obvious moment, but there will be a deep knowing inside of you. That's when you trust the feeling, take a step forward, and act on the guidance you've received. At times, you might hesitate, questioning if the signs are truly meant for you. This is normal. It's part of the human experience to doubt, especially when you're stepping into the unknown. But remember that God doesn't give us signs just to confuse or mislead us. Each sign is a stepping stone, a message designed to lead you to the next phase of your journey. Don't be afraid to take that next step, even if it feels uncertain. Trust that you are being guided exactly where you need to go, and you will be supported every step of the way. Sometimes, the signs come in the form of obstacles or challenges. While it's easy to view challenges as setbacks, they are often opportunities in disguise. They push you to grow, learn, and become stronger. When faced with challenges, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How is this a sign of the next step in my journey? Obstacles can help you clarify your purpose, refine your path, and remove distractions that no longer serve you. Even the most difficult situations are part of the divine design, leading you to exactly where you need to be. As you navigate through life, pay close attention to your intuition. God speaks to us in quiet, subtle ways, through the feeling in our gut, the thoughts that pop into our minds, or the instinct to take a different route. These intuitive nudges are the signs you are being guided by. They are not always logical, but they are always aligned with your highest good. The more you trust your intuition, the clearer the signs will become. It's also important to recognize that the signs may not always lead you directly to what you expect. You might have a specific vision or idea in mind, but sometimes the divine guidance leads you down a different path, one that you didn't anticipate. This can feel uncomfortable, even disorienting, but it's important to trust that it's leading you to something far better than you could have imagined. God's plan is greater than our own, and sometimes we need to step aside and let it unfold in its own way. If you're feeling lost or uncertain about the signs you've been receiving, take a step back and ask for clarity. You can pray, meditate, or simply sit in silence and listen. Sometimes, the answers come not in the moments of action, but in moments of stillness and reflection. God is always communicating with you, but sometimes the noise of daily life drowns out His guidance. When you take time to quiet your mind and listen, the signs become clearer, and you'll feel more confident in the direction you're being led. Trusting the signs is not about having all the answers right away. It's about surrendering to the process, staying present in the moment, and trusting that the path will unfold as it should. God is guiding you, even in the moments when it feels like nothing is happening. The signs are there, and as long as you stay open and aware, you will continue to receive the guidance you need. Every moment of your life is an opportunity to trust in the divine plan and step forward with faith. And as you continue to trust the signs and the divine guidance that surrounds you, it's important to recognize the power of patience. In today's world, it's easy to feel rushed, to want things to happen quickly, and to expect instant results. But divine timing is not bound by our human concept of time. Sometimes, the signs you receive may seem to take a long time to manifest into something tangible, and it's in these moments that faith becomes even more critical. Trusting in God's timing means surrendering the need for immediate answers and being willing to wait for the right moment. Patience is a skill that is honed through practice, and it's one that will serve you well as you continue to follow the signs. The more you trust the timing of events, the more you will recognize that everything unfolds when it is meant to. There's no need to force things to happen. God knows the perfect moment for you to receive what you need, and that moment will come. Your job is to stay aligned with your inner truth, stay aware of the signs, and remain patient as the universe works its magic in. At times, it may seem like nothing is happening at all. The signs may be faint or hard to recognize, and you may feel like you're stuck in a place of waiting. But remember, even in these moments, the divine is still working. Behind the scenes, things are being set into motion. Opportunities are being prepared for you. People are being aligned to meet you. And circumstances are being orchestrated in your favor. Trust that even when you cannot see the changes, they are happening. Everything is aligning for your highest good. Another important aspect of trusting the signs is letting go of resistance. We all have a tendency to resist change, especially when it's uncomfortable or unfamiliar. But when you resist the guidance you're receiving, you create blocks that prevent you from moving forward. God is guiding you toward growth, and growth often requires stepping out of your comfort zone. The signs you receive are leading you toward something better, but you must be willing to embrace the unknown. Let go of your fears, your doubts, and any preconceived notions about how things should unfold. When you release your resistance, you open yourself to receiving the full blessings that are meant for you. Trusting the signs also means understanding that not every sign will be easy to follow. There will be moments when you're faced with difficult choices, decisions that feel hard to make, or paths that seem daunting. It's in these moments that your faith will be tested. But remember, God will never lead you somewhere that you cannot handle. If you feel unsure, take a step back and connect with your heart. Ask for guidance and trust the quiet whisper that comes from within. God is not asking you to take leaps without support. He is asking you to take steps of faith, even when the path seems uncertain. NNTHE signs will often come with a sense of peace, even when the direction you're being led in feels unfamiliar. It may feel strange or even unsettling at first, but trust that peace is the language of the divine. When you follow the signs, you will feel a sense of calm that surpasses any fear or doubt. This peace is your confirmation that you are on the right path, that you are aligning with the divine plan for your life. In times of confusion or uncertainty, remember that you have everything you need within you to trust the signs. You have your intuition, your inner wisdom, and your connection with God. These tools are always available to you, and they will never lead you astray. When you trust your inner knowing and listen to the signs around you, you align with your true purpose. Each step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you are meant to be and the life you are meant to live. It's easy to get caught up in external circumstances and forget about the internal guidance that is available to you. But as you continue to trust the signs, you will find that everything you need is already within you. God is guiding you from the inside out, and the signs are just reminders that you are on the right track. Stay open, stay present, and trust that every moment is leading you exactly where you need to go. NTHE path ahead may not always be clear, but as long as you continue to trust in the signs and follow the divine guidance, you will be led to the life you are meant to live. Trust the process, trust the journey, and most importantly, trust yourself. The divine has your back, and with each step, you are moving closer to the life you've always dreamed of. And as you progress on this journey of trusting the signs and divine guidance, it's important to remember that the process of growth is not linear. There will be highs and lows, moments of clarity and moments of doubt, but each experience is part of your personal transformation. You may face challenges, but these challenges are not meant to deter you. They are meant to strengthen you. The more you trust the signs, the more resilient you become in the face of adversity. Every challenge you encounter is a call to align even more deeply with your higher self. It's easy to get caught up in the external struggles, but remember that these are just temporary situations. The signs are meant to guide you through these challenges, showing you the way to overcome them. When you trust the divine plan, you understand that nothing is a setback. Instead, everything is a lesson, an opportunity to learn, grow, and become the person you were always meant to be. And then, when you trust the signs, you begin to see the bigger picture. Things that once seemed random or disconnected start to make sense. You realize that every person, every situation, every experience is part of your soul's evolution. The dots begin to connect, and you see how each moment, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, played a role in shaping your path. God has been guiding you all along, and now, as you trust the signs, you can look back and see how perfectly everything has unfolded. And as you move forward, stay open to the unexpected. The signs will not always come in the form you expect, and the path may not always be straight. Sometimes you may feel like you're being led down a path that doesn't make sense at the moment, but trust that it's leading you exactly where you need to go. The divine plan is bigger than anything you can imagine, and the signs you receive are tailored specifically for your soul's journey. Trust that you are always being led toward what is best for you, even when it doesn't look that way in the moment. It's also essential to recognize that you are not meant to walk this journey alone. The divine signs often come through people, family, friends, mentors, and even strangers who cross your path. These people are part of God's plan for you. They are sent to guide you, to offer wisdom, or to simply be a source of encouragement when you need it most. Trust the people you meet along the way. They may not always appear in the way you expect, but they are often exactly who you need at the right moment. And as you continue to follow the signs, pay attention to the synchronicities that happen in your life. Synchronicity is the universe's way of affirming that you are on the right path. These are the moments when things seem to fall into place effortlessly. When the right person shows up at the right time, or when you find yourself in the right place at the right moment. These moments are not mere coincidences. They are divine affirmations that you are being guided exactly where you need to go. One of the most powerful things you can do as you follow the signs is to maintain a state of gratitude. Gratitude is a magnet for more blessings, and it opens you up to receiving even more signs from the divine. When you are grateful for the signs you've already received, you send out an energy of openness, trust, and acceptance. This allows you to attract more signs, more guidance, and more opportunities to fulfill your divine purpose. Sometimes, gratitude can be challenging, especially when you are facing obstacles or going through difficult times. But in those moments, remember that the challenges are not punishments. They are opportunities for growth. When you can find something to be grateful for, even in the hardest of times, you open the door for the divine to work even more powerfully in your life. Gratitude shifts your energy and aligns you with the flow of abundance and divine guidance. It's also essential to remember that the journey of trusting the signs is not about perfection. You don't have to get everything right, and you don't have to have all the answers right now. The divine plan is not about being perfect. It's about being present, trusting the process, and surrendering to the flow of life. The more you allow yourself to be imperfect, the more you create space for the divine to work through you. Trust that even when you make mistakes, they are part of the journey. They help you grow, learn, and become more aligned with the path that is meant for you. NNSO, as you continue to walk this path, remember that you are never alone. God is guiding you every step of the way, sending you signs and leading you toward your highest good. Trust the signs, trust the process, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. You are being led to the life you were always meant to live, and with each step, you are getting closer to your true purpose. And as you continue to trust the signs, you may begin to notice a shift within yourself. This journey of following divine guidance is not just about external circumstances changing, it's also about an internal transformation. The more you trust the signs, the more your faith in yourself and the divine grows. You become more attuned to your intuition, more aware of the subtle nudges, and more willing to step out of your comfort zone to embrace the unknown and the divine. This inner transformation can sometimes feel unsettling, especially as you let go of old beliefs, patterns, and fears that have been holding you back. But know that this shift is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. You are shedding the old layers of yourself to make space for the new, the person you are becoming, the life you are stepping into. As you trust the signs and continue on this path, you will start to notice that your confidence in your decisions, in your choices, and in your purpose begins to grow. And with this new sense of trust comes a sense of peace. The peace that comes from knowing that you are aligned with something greater than yourself. The peace that comes from knowing that you are not in control, and that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's freeing. When you trust the divine guidance, you release the pressure of having to control every outcome. You can relax into the flow of life, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. This peace doesn't mean that challenges will disappear or that everything will always go smoothly. Life is still full of ups and downs, twists and turns, but with trust in the divine plan, those challenges no longer feel like obstacles. They become opportunities to deepen your trust, to grow, and to learn more about yourself and the world around you. When you face challenges with faith, you are able to handle them with a sense of calm and clarity. You trust that even in the most difficult moments, the signs are still guiding you towards something better. There will also be moments when the path feels unclear, when the signs seem distant, or when you begin to question whether you're on the right track. During these times, it's important to pause, breathe, and reconnect with your inner guidance. Trust that the signs are still there, even if they aren't as obvious in the moment. Sometimes, the universe gives us space to reflect, to recalibrate, and to find our own answers. This silence can be just as powerful as the moments of clarity. When you embrace the quiet moments, you allow yourself to listen more deeply to the guidance that is available to you. You may also find that, as you trust the signs, your relationships with others begin to change. When you align with divine guidance, you attract people who are also on a similar path. The relationships you form are more meaningful, deeper, and more authentic. You begin to surround yourself with people who support your growth, who challenge you to be better, and who encourage you to follow your soul's calling. These people may come into your life in unexpected ways, but trust that they are part of the divine plan. They are the ones who will walk beside you, cheer you on, and remind you of your purpose when you feel lost. There may be times when you feel like you're taking a step back, when things don't seem to be progressing as quickly as you would like. In these moments, remind yourself that growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It's okay to take pauses, to reflect, and to regroup. Trust that every pause is a part of the process. The signs are still there, guiding you, even when it feels like you're standing still. Often, the most important growth happens when we stop and reflect, allowing ourselves to catch up with the new energy that's been coming into our lives. And as you continue to trust the signs, you'll begin to notice that your sense of purpose becomes clearer. You might start to see the bigger picture more clearly and understand why you've been led to certain people, places, and situations. The pieces of your life's puzzle will begin to fit together, and you'll understand why everything has happened the way it has. The divine plan is always unfolding, even when you can't see the entire picture. Trust that the signs are leading you to exactly where you are meant to be, and that every step you take brings you closer to fulfilling your soul's purpose. And ultimately, trusting the signs is about surrendering to a higher power, allowing yourself to be guided, and trusting that everything is happening for your highest good. The signs may not always be easy to follow, and the path may not always be clear, but when you trust the divine guidance, you are choosing to align yourself with something greater than yourself. You are choosing to believe that there is a higher plan in place, and that it's guiding you to the life you were always meant to live. And as you continue to trust the signs and divine guidance, there will come a moment when you realize that you have arrived at a place of deep understanding. This understanding comes from the realization that the journey you've been on was never about the destination. It was about the transformation you underwent along the way. It was about discovering your true self, learning to trust the divine, and opening your heart to the wisdom that has been available to you all along. And then, the signs, though sometimes subtle or difficult to understand, have led you to this moment of clarity. As you stand at the crossroads of where you once were and where you are about to go, take a moment to look back and appreciate how far you've come. You may not have all the answers yet, but the trust you've placed in the process has brought you to a place of peace, faith, and understanding. This moment, this feeling, is where true alignment happens. It's when you realize that you no longer need to search outside of yourself for answers. You've found everything you need within. The signs have been your guides, but now you've learned to trust yourself and the wisdom that flows through you. This is when you begin to make decisions from a place of inner knowing, not from a place of fear or doubt. Your intuition has been sharpened, your connection to the divine has deepened, and you now walk confidently, knowing that you are always supported. It's in this state of alignment that your life begins to unfold with ease. The signs you've followed have led you to this point, and now you can see clearly the path ahead. While there will still be challenges to face, you approach them with a sense of calm and certainty, knowing that you are never alone. God's guidance has always been with you, and as you continue to trust the signs, you will be led to even greater heights. The process of trusting the signs and following divine guidance has transformed not only the way you perceive the world, but also the way you interact with it. You've learned to live in harmony with the flow of life, to release resistance, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. You've come to understand that the signs are not just directions to follow, they are invitations to trust in the magic and mystery of life. They are opportunities for you to grow, to expand, and to become the person you were always meant to be. And as you continue on your path, remember that trust is a daily practice. The signs will continue to appear, and your journey will continue to unfold, but it's up to you to remain open, to stay aware, and to trust that every moment is part of the divine plan. Each day, take time to reflect on the signs you've received, the lessons you've learned, and the steps you're taking toward your purpose. Gratitude for the signs and the guidance that you receive will only deepen your connection to the divine and help you continue to trust the path before you. And known, you've learned that trusting the signs is not just about following directions. It's about living in alignment with your soul's purpose. When you trust the signs, you open yourself up to a life full of possibilities. You allow yourself to be guided toward experiences, relationships, and opportunities that are meant to bring you closer to the life you were destined to live. The more you trust, the more you will see the evidence of divine guidance in your life. The more you trust, the more miracles you will witness, the more peace you will experience, and the more love you will attract. You are no longer walking this journey alone. The signs are not just a random occurrence, but a divine invitation to walk hand in hand with the universe. And as you continue forward, always remember that God's plan for you is bigger and better than anything you could have ever imagined. Trust the signs, trust the process, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. As you reflect on the journey of trusting the signs and divine guidance, it's important to recognize that this process is an ongoing practice. Life is always evolving, and the path you are walking will continue to reveal new signs, new lessons, and new opportunities. What you have learned so far is only the beginning. As you move forward, trust that the divine will continue to guide you, step by step, moment by moment. One of the most powerful aspects of trusting the signs is the clarity that comes with it. When you align yourself with divine guidance, your life becomes clearer. The fog of uncertainty begins to lift, and you start to see the world with fresh eyes. What once seemed confusing or overwhelming now feels manageable and purposeful. The more you trust the signs, the more you can see how every piece of your life fits into the greater puzzle. Every experience, every person, and every moment has a purpose. Nothing is wasted, and everything is leading you to where you are meant to be. The clarity that comes with trust is not just about understanding the future, it's about understanding yourself in the present. When you trust the signs, you begin to tap into your true potential. You uncover strengths, talents, and qualities that you didn't even know you had. The divine guidance you receive is not just about showing you what's next, it's about revealing who you truly are, a powerful, capable, and divinely supported being. As you continue to follow the signs, you step into your authentic self with more confidence and purpose. With this newfound clarity, you may start to see the areas of your life that need to be released. Trusting the signs often means letting go of things, people, or situations that no longer serve your highest good. As you evolve, so does your path. Not everything that once felt aligned will continue to resonate with you. When you trust the signs, you are also trusting that the things you need to release are making space for the new, for the better, and for the more aligned opportunities that are waiting for you. The act of letting go is not always easy. It's natural to feel attachment to what we've known, even if it's no longer serving us. But by trusting the signs, you give yourself permission to move forward, to evolve, and to embrace the next chapter of your journey. Letting go is an act of faith, an understanding that when you release the old, the universe will fill that space with something better, something more aligned with your purpose. In the process of trusting the signs, you may also begin to notice the synchronicities that occur more frequently in your life. Synchronicity is the universe's way of confirming that you are on the right path. These moments may seem coincidental at first, but when you are attuned to the signs, you begin to see that they are much more than random occurrences. Synchronicity shows up in the form of repeating numbers, unexpected encounters, or moments when everything just falls into place perfectly. These are divine affirmations, small miracles that remind you that you are exactly where you need to be. The more you embrace synchronicity, the more you'll begin to notice how the universe is constantly supporting you. From the smallest gesture to the grandest moment, divine guidance is always working in your favor. When you trust the signs, you open yourself up to a flow of abundance, joy, and connection that you never imagined was possible. Your life begins to feel like a beautiful dance, where everything is falling into place effortlessly. This is the power of trust. It allows you to move through life with ease and grace, knowing that everything is happening exactly as it should. And as you experience these synchronicities and divine affirmations, your heart will grow fuller with gratitude. The more you acknowledge the signs and express gratitude for the guidance you receive, the more you will see the blessings multiply. Gratitude is the key to attracting more of the divine energy that surrounds you. The more you appreciate the signs, the more they will show up in your life, guiding you every step of the way. And ultimately, trusting the signs is about living in alignment with your highest self, embracing the divine guidance that is always available to you, and surrendering to the flow of life. It's about having faith that no matter what happens, you are always being led toward your true purpose. The signs are the breadcrumbs that lead you on a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and fulfillment. As you continue to trust the divine, you will find that the journey itself is the greatest gift of all. The path ahead may not always be clear, and there may be times when you question the signs or feel uncertain. But in those moments, remember this: trust is not about certainty, it's about faith. It's about believing that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are being guided every step of the way, and that the universe is always supporting you. Trust the signs, trust the process, and trust that you are being led to the life you are always meant to live. And as we reach the end of this journey together, remember that trusting the signs is not just a one-time decision, it's a way of life. Each step you take, each sign you follow, brings you closer to the person you are meant to become. The divine guidance that has been leading you all along will continue to show up in ways big and small to steer you toward your highest good. Trust the process, trust the timing, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Your path may not always be clear, but your heart will always know the way. With every sign, every step, you are aligning with your purpose, embracing the life that is meant for you. The divine has always been guiding you, and with each moment, you are growing, evolving, and stepping into your true power. Trust the signs and watch as they lead you to a life full of abundance, love, and fulfillment.